Afenyo-Markin nyansa. So onya kwasia or a lawmaker onim nyansa. The kind of words he used in his press conference go be use. The MPP is stupid. Omwe Jimmy. So there's no loss here. It was a cost that needed to be able to get to the point where we wanted to get to. And the GoldBod umbrella, 15 billion and over. Yeah? As far as the GoldBod is in existence, the MPP can never come to power. Oma try Bibia and say no more AXA. And Omo Jampoba a petition. They don't know where to tackle because Omo Bawumia no born.
All right, Abusunya science was share BM, you shall say they are not in Semno, the echo and the ebony now. And I transit Eddie and common Abusia, and you made it in some air coso. Yeah, you know, you name GoldBod who say somewhere Abusia, and who have a baby be all and then Sammy Gyamfi Ababedim Como. I responded to a NPP Afenyo-Markin, name some more Bekaye, Efa GoldBod Hono, and then Kevin Ekobedu Taylor, Ababechen Adrian, Abubon Adrian, Eddie Afenyo-Markin, or so Eddie in Sembi, Eddie Ababetu Abusia. Abe come inside, yeba betie the ekoso eye Ghana Politics TV. Meso send the first time one who video. I need them now subscribe. Eddie mama said any update bia so etomwa onso ubenya bi eti na wahye ama afofro so anya bi ati. Enti abusu ye ba GoldBod ehon sensem a sestia ne de the minority side led by Afenyo-Markin in koma ekoso nyina Sammy Gyamfi aboka. Sammy Gyamfi edi Ghana fusika over 1.7 billion. And I just say, GoldBod aboka. I just say, enye fedam. Eminde Sammy Gyamfi ebe dim komo echeche dientia. NPP4 kase GoldBod aboka. Na ende Kevin Taylor ababe dim komo eche in simo eche ense. Yet Ghana ye wo audit general ewo hase. A omonso I should report muche said GoldBod emboka. But IMF4 report on the buyer, and that is MPP4 age naso. I can say GoldBod aboka. Now, Abusia, and there Kevin Taylor Ababedim Como, a church in Semu, gold for oil, who say seven so. Kevin Taylor Ababedim Como, ever whom I can someone in this video, Abusia, a mess of silver to Boise. Now, what see the Kevin Taylor Obekan ye? Now, what see in someone air coso, ever GoldBod who say seven. Claim one NPP4 cancer Sammy Gyamfi aboka. Abusia yanko na yanko tie short video we embra.
Mokai say MPP what power yet be afraid gold for oil buy. If you say drum pempensu be na Ghana. Say they benya fango e de Ghana for atono e 4 ama yenyina ho atoto ne yenye bi. E na MPP4 we ya ntwam we e be ka kire say Bawumia so de ade bi abefriend gold for oil. Na Ghana gold no omu tua Chema won't mutu no kwan bone so. Omo ne galamse for come tibom no mutu no kwan bone so a. Omo betumi dia ma a third party, an intermediary. I a friend no edian Alpha Stream. Now they ako Dubai akoton owia no no sa Alpha Stream na to petrol dia breye. Abranka ye ne gold no ye betuma tam dia ko world market so e New York stock market and I said the UK ne aton officially. Na ya dey ye dia ba beto fan gold dia ba no. Omo ka say da bi omo wo broni bi Arab ni bi or na betam gold no de akọ yetena krom ha Mahmoud Bawumia ne MPP ntwambo e ka kire say gold for oil no ene de be ma fango boayefo e wo Ghana ye jiminti ye ka say start say omutu yen sase omoma India for Lebanese for ba ya omo de excavators begu Ghana chairman untumi na abo captain's band rekuduka gabimo ene no omo sensase adekudientia gold for oil Mahmoud Bawumia MPP4 antumi anko anane say na gold dodo na eba gold for oil no na illegal gold inti abrofo no so ahemra bi Saudi gold baba aye abruchire America beton ama dollar ma odi akokuru akoto fango a e wo say gold no ye free be traceability. You need to be able to trace the gold. Baby a utu no sebio eyankwara ne tuye eye mercury bi na odi asase no eye galamsey achema untumi entina Bawumia untumi nya saa because na eye galamsey sikanti omo cut out eye America UK a market ne better no and omo fa Alpha Stream so on fa koti kwan so nkoton illegal gold na achema untumi MPP fotu no na on santo petrol efum famra. They were trying to evade they were trying to move around or go around the legitimate way. Because the say Ghana and UK are fine, and America are fine. I didn't know you go there per se, you tofango, young fanko ton America, near tofango famba. And so Bawumia Casa Dabi, Alpha Stream no and fanko Dubai because Abrochino, America for the UK for me was a gold no to wine. Embrabe the bomb buy him out to me too good no. Ube to my chair be a good free. No when you're ready, some answer that question because that chair want to me or your galamsey campaign. That time na keti jemfua A2. Na omone Chinese for come to my bweni and almost saying sass or Ghana. From Pomboata no yes sector minister or share send you two a good day as or trocrata come kufa say nana yani anko for na say at a point party here sikayete omo ka che from Pomboata so abodam ekufu de krata ahihye ne to ekotena menhia ka che otumfo so omo ye nkwara na bibie ni ho yetena kurom ha me chiro baby a GoldBod de ma John Mahama nyansa any NDC forecast Sammy Gyamfi nkoda no me chiro wechi se na be akwase bi betena TikTok kwase bi betena Facebook say GoldBod aboka wo so wenim ye hare me chiro mu midwudwam me ye ne simple na Ghana for na nsam na bana amanfo bi twantro mo beti nyoma na se enti ye didim te se me nhia dondon ye didim ade se me nhia dondon ena NDC ba power ena John Mahama say they see wo gold mafia on pese be sibiem okay gold mafia Alistair there Mr. S Alistair okay gold mafia nana do nanko ekufu de ka so control letter ma Al Jazeera na onu gold smuggling na edin dia bem no on tia se ekosi sen ekufu do ye kromfo techia mo aboatin o ye wi Nana Danko Kufuado in the history of the Republic of Ghana, ye nye documentary abroche network bi asumbo president din say wa fe ne to airton illegal gold ye boy Kufuado din wom. Omo ka kire say omo ko siw Al Jazeera, omo ma Al Jazeera warning ebe sin de yante. Sa nyomedim na John Mahama ka say on pede sa krono no be koso bi mo Ghana. Yambo ye gudie no ho ban. Ye make sure say ye de mra atoto kwan mu ama egudie na agina ne naso ye betumi tunu kwan paso ye betumi ehun bebia ye tu no ye betumi aton ye ne ankasa ya ton ye betumi make sure say omo ba ye krom ha omo wi egudie ko India China no ye betwa so na ye betumi aboy ensase ho ban no or the bibia friend GoldBod editor John Mahama introduce a dear friend GoldBod na GoldBod nya say ye sika ye gudie na nipa bi area edi kwan bon so etu a ye nya ho mfaso a ye Ghana for ye bre ho no e wo say ye bon ho ban na edi mfaso bre ye every say tokuro na abeda ho no e tokuro a wo say ye si. That is the introduction of GoldBod. Into John Mahama Kasadabi they say yes no you need to take care of yourself into offer abrante friend Sammy Gyamfi say kwada no na GoldBod jumadi akodi no in the interests of the Republic of Ghana, the people's gold. Go there and make sure say jumadi bi obedibia no ebenya Ghana benya ho mfaso. That basically that's it. Now GoldBod buy obebusa say GoldBod jumadi be no mudi 2025 ena eye parliament ejitu mu say GoldBod betube dijuma. Remember ye nyina ye te Ghana ha obi ha ye to be fan say beza ye to be fan say eye treasurer e wo company bi mu obi ye to be fan say accountant. Oh ya fa accountant we adwuma ya ma na adwuma say onko ye adwuma wo ebia ministry bi ana institution ana school bi. Now ya ma accountant in letter January. Now letter di mu no e say obe start adwuma March. But he needs to report and do what? Familiarize himself with how the work goes. Meaning, even though you're accountant in a letter, no, work school or no, officially the accountant in the Juma starting March. And all you people watching me, civil servants for now, now GoldBod, NDC winning power 2025. The GoldBod no officially started after Parliament of Ghana basically came out and said, say, MPP in Chamwa, any NDC form of parliament, Everton say they are the people's representatives. MPP need all parliament, NDC need all parliament. No, they don't represent animals, they represent human beings. They all came together and said, Yaji GoldBod atum. So for now, no, Yamo to me, so we better to gold. ometuma protect gold ometumi aye den I make sure so omo tracy omo ton gold na omo wia no omo stop omo protect Ghana omo de sika bebe fie by selling right gold omo say into the 2 million ma GoldBod in 2025 somewhere in when September. Now GoldBod buy any nyina no na NPP are buying first no yakoto gold na Bank of Ghana wone media. Bank of Ghana is a banker, Constitution of the Republic of Ghana etiye enyo bia dia Ghana dia time na MPP wa power no na Bank of Ghana person to gold every small scale miners were legitimately na omo di sika no ma PMMC into PMMC for the intermediaries omuna total gold from 2017, 2018, 19, 20 time Bawumia the gold for oil buy from 2021, 22, 23. Bank of Ghana tam Ghana sika normally ama PMMC. Se mo ena mo nkoto gold na mo famra na yenkoto nya ho faso. Now what happened then say that period na omo total gold Emma Bank of Ghana no till say Parliament bejitu mu say Sammy Gyamfi the GoldBod ebe to me take over no. Sa period no to time as Sammy Gyamfi mu take over no about $400 million and over. Ain't Sammy Gyamfi's GoldBod was there, but Sammy Gyamfi GoldBod no take over officially to be dealing with Bank of Ghana as a middle agency and I say intermediary after a year the Parliament of Ghana can say Afenyo GoldBod monster Juma. From 20 GoldBod to me to gold ma Bank of Ghana no na PMMC any the Bank of Ghana any dijuma. So Sammy Gyamfi the GoldBod had been established, but they didn't have control on the buying of gold for the Bank of Ghana because PMMC were still doing that job until Parliament gave GoldBod right to buy. Into Hona GoldBod, Parliament is here and say Yajimatum, Embrano Chese Bomuchino. That is when Sammy Gyamfi started buying gold for the Bank of Ghana. And I'm saying Sammy Gyamfi because on the leading GoldBod. Now, the question here is, and the MPP for Abba say, hey, aseme si. Na aseme ne si. MPP for say Sammy Gyamfi aboka. Remember, time na NPP what power from 2021 to 2025 onto GoldBod Parliament ejitum so muyejuma. Omo boka over $400 million. Sa time no MPP yebusa omo say adena GoldBod, adena PMMC aboka. Omo say Bank of Ghana na aboka. That is what Bawumia Afenyo-Markin when san kwasiafo ekachire. That time now PMMC boka over 400 million in the name say omo to gold ma Bank of Ghana no. Bawumia and this MP before kachire say sa ekana over $400 million no. A Bank of Ghana na abo na enye PMMC. Intima me yembe blame PMMC, yem blame Bank of Ghana. Now, ye the demand ya bedru hande. Ghana Auditor General aye audit of GoldBod sikasem also who problem bia. Yes, IMF for be actual a report. Na sa report ni mu no. Yes, the IMF say the GoldBod aboka 1.7 billion. Now the question here is Ghana Auditor General report no. What does it say? And where in that IMF report and explicitly I can't directly say GoldBod aboka 1.7 billion. Where in that report of IMF and explicitly say GoldBod aboka. Remember, when the Bank of Ghana does not give money to GoldBod cannot buy gold. It is recently and a GoldBod they want to do that on their own, but without money coming from Bank of Ghana, the GoldBod, since its established inception, could not go into the market to buy gold because the constitution frowns on them buying gold themselves until say the Bank of Ghana akwa entiasie say they can fund it themselves. So Tama Sammy Gyamfi Eddie GoldBod echi ebe leader no. GoldBod were taking money from Bank of Ghana to buy gold for them. Now let's keep it simple. MP before say Sammy Gyamfi ameka bibi nchiremo. Menoti hai sika saying na GoldBod edi abre Ghana. Enfa so ban ye nya woso. Edi na ayama Ghana. Since the GoldBod the buy no. Ye gold that you tune Ghana no. Ghana as a nation from time Kwame Nkrumah bresu be sin there. Enfa so ban pa na ye nya. Ye nyina himself for now as we speak. GoldBod in a year it me making a profit of $15 billion. $15 billion. Now, because of Jumadia GoldBod AD and the economy, the ecoso, inflation about from how the dollar ain't me overcoming the city. It is because of the introduction of a Juma GoldBod Ayama Bank of Ghana. The intermediary job at GoldBod aye etime raise sika Ayama Bank of Ghana. And no Abuama finance minister etime nye sika and making sure say your economy no ejina na so. It is all a businessman. Nande when we say dollar nijina 10, 11, 10, 11. Now we Juma cost now we nyam faswa. Because of the inception of GoldBod, the way they were able to go into the market, Abra Bank of Ghana more musika to buy gold to make money for Ghana. Now, so we go back and you look at the influencer GoldBod, the positive influencer GoldBod enyanwo Ghana economy nuswa. Our economy is growing, jobs and opportunity. Now, when you look at it from 2022, ever to 2023, you saw a GDP growth. As we speak today, GDP in 2026 is 6.4. In 2022, time about Bawumia gold for oil, the GDP growth was 3.8. 2023, it went to 3.1. 2024, it was at 5.7. In just less than 2 years, because of the introduction of GoldBod and making sure that Ghana will sikada hono, the GDP right now is at 6.4. It shows you say the introduction of GoldBod save your cocoa into my jumana cocoa ayambreno and the GoldBod bemu mujisika Bank of Ghana edi juma edi sikebe fienti. Today our economy is stable. We will go to where the MPP is coming from and I'll take care of that. But my conversation way a simple amount. The MP before your time Sammy Gyamfi. Afenyo-Markin. The all nyina no your time Sammy Gyamfi. MPP before him say GoldBod as this thing there's no way MPP come to power again. That is their problem. MPP as a political party, from Bawumia to the last foolish man in the MPP, they know say the game changer is GoldBod. And John Mahama Niminyan saw this Sammy Gyamfi. It is personal, a hatred towards Sammy Gyamfi, and then they are against Ghana's economy doing well because GoldBod has shown significant impact on our economy. Whether you like it or not, whether you like Sammy Gyamfi or not, whether you were against the NDC or not, the impact of GoldBod on our economy is huge. It is big. Now, when you look at some of the positives through the works of GoldBod, buying gold the right way, protecting our reserve, making sure obi or Ghana be able to gold legitimately, gold be free Ghana and come and do obi sim. That positive side, and then Ama Ghana is in MP for him. Until they destroy GoldBod, they know say they can never come to power, and that is what they are doing. Because Ubusom say at this point, Munjina Swan DN say GoldBod aboka 1.7 billion. Munche chirima, almost an inch chirimu, but then you say Sammy Gyamfi muadie. GoldBod disika. I am a factual report to be. Yeni ati young kwan. And you knew a situation before and now. And we will choose that situation today. Because payday, we are seeing significant increase in how our economy is doing. Now, prices rising slower. Now, and because of the introduction of GoldBod. Any Jumadi and Sikamu Pompey war system over 15 billion in T. We are looking at inflation from 23 at a point in our history. And the MPP gold for oil, not inflation, and 54. Today, because of the introduction money to help the economy keep dollars, our inflation at drop from 54 NPP every power. Now, gymnastics Azadi 23, but today we are talking about 5.3. You can say inflation, normal body, and the NDC at Tesla 5.3. Bro, from TV, so can almost Jimmy, Omni Domka. When I'm reading common, the echo. Because the NPP knows, as far as John Mahama's GoldBod exists, they can never come to power. It is what is driving this country. Gold, a cocoa, able to do what? Destroy cocoa. And we are reforming cocoa sector. No? A new policy is coming. But in the meantime, John Mahama and this fee into the MP for Bakan and say, Yanko chat to Sammy Gyamfi so. Yanko cast a GoldBod no boka inti ebasana no montam Ghana my send a to me abeden abedio matro. It is not working. Now we can also move forward and see the impact of GoldBod. We are my address sa e kanasem. The country owes less. Now me busa o Ghana ni awhwe no. Ghana pa ehini enye sika free. John Mahama about power, NPP about NDC about power. But I say, na John Mahama aban wo munye sika free na mo chichire man no. And yeah kwan obebi a Kumasi Accra Express Road, ye see hospitals, yeah electrification. But I say, munye sika way because we all know say right now the cocoa sector, they are now doing reforms to get it back on its feet. Inti enye sika way. It is GoldBod. And then the MPP cannot stand because Bawumia cannot make any statement. Because the question will be simple. The GoldBod that was introduced by the NDC is savvy or minor. He has nothing to say because he was given the opportunity. He connived with the criminals. They stole our money through gold for oil. But this is a situation a government comes, a president comes, puts together GoldBod, and our economy is now sustainable. The question here is, we are Ghana now, Shami. Busa, I won't say this free. In Ghana, GRA. GRA. From GRA. How many people pay taxes in Ghana? 6 in 10 businesses fail to properly account for VAT. So we 10 companies in Ghana. 6 businesses. Omuntumimpo enka se VAT we ya JVAT sikani nie ya bede ya diskani ma amino. Into busango se sikani free. Most of us, our businesses don't pay taxes. Into the sudden change, our economy will grow, jumeba, sikana jana nasono. But I will say free. It is the introduction of the GoldBod. The amount of money almost pumping into the system through buying gold for Bank of Ghana. Into men, you what you say. Sikabi magically free baby bow. It is the inception of GoldBod. The way diligently they are doing the job, buying the gold, protecting the gold, guiding us, making sure they protect our environment, stop illegal air smuggling, and when they are bedruha into the NPP, they have take notice. Omunim say, so we can try to Sammy Gyamfi so. Be creating pressure be Sammy Gyamfi aboka no. The GoldBod is saving you and I. We are businessman. Nende, utu quite 3 weeks now, but it is because of the introduction of GoldBod helping the Bank of Ghana to do what? To get money, for us to get dollar, to protect our economy. Realistically, 10 out of 10 business, 6 out of 10 businesses in Ghana, if you have a country where 6 in 10 businesses, how can you build a road? How can you build a school? How can you do all that you are doing? Keep the lights on. It is because the GoldBod is making a difference. Oma tenase. The omo yana deliberate. Omo said that 1992. Kanembe no kre katro jandam. It's not working. Now, may go back to the GoldBod matter. Now, if yanko eyiniso, the issue itself. Yes, Sammy Gyamfi GoldBod Naboka. Now let me tell you something. When it comes to taking decisions to save a nation's economy, say who ufie na say opa say ufie no say be to me keeping there's something we call it should come with costs. Now when I say it should come with costs, there's a difference between costs and loss. Costs and losses. So what do sika bibim with the mentality says sa sika na udi shemu no at the end of the day or say a yield results bia that moment sika na udi shemu no it is your cost. Now, when you want to revamp how gold is mined, you want to get a lot of revenue from gold that you know Ghana. It's not just saying somebody GoldBod. No. So be one be a GoldBod. You need something we call a drastic action. You yourself, you need to feel the pain. Now, if you say GoldBod Aboka, let's say it's also GoldBod Aboka. Now, in the report, it shows clearly GoldBod technically were working for Bank of Ghana. If the Bank of Ghana had a problem with GoldBod, they would have stopped GoldBod from doing what? Buying gold for them. But the Bank of Ghana did not do that. The Bank of Ghana was still doing business with GoldBod. Because GoldBod can only be effective when they get money from the Bank of Ghana. Now, that report now, IMF Troy now, the MPP are rallying behind it. Some report, the IMF was basically saying, you cannot come out with GoldBod and decide to make drastic decisions to bring in revenue without having costs involved. When you put together GoldBod, so what's GoldBod? How is it going to be effective? Say GoldBod Jessica or Bank of Ghana that's what I say the drama Bank of Ghana. Anybody can do it. Send a PMMC under Bawumia at the intina over 15 billion dollars like GoldBod. It is because the cost involved to make sure you seal the loopholes for Bank of Ghana to understand and have confidence in you. It comes with a cost. It's a cost. Now, I'm sure the difference are what is making the MPP struggle to understand the report of the IMF. Now, when you take your time and ask yourself these two questions, the simplest way to understand it, costs. Like I said, cost. What you give up to achieve something. I will explain something to you. And like I said, loss, when what you get back is worthless than what you put in. It's like I said, meaning say, or the sika ko share jumebim, and or the 10 million ko share no owie no sika eba back near 1 million waboka. Now like I said, costa. Sika odisha bibim ana de odisha bibim at the end of the day you achieve something bigger, meaning no matter how you look at it, you need to invest if you really want to make revenue. And it's a Bank of Ghana any GoldBod I catch up said the GoldBod technically they have made more money for Ghana, but MPP for said no GoldBod has made a loss because they are trying to put together cost and loss. Now so I say yes, simple mawa. I say at a point in our life, not a team like Manchester City, no more we need trophies. A team like PSG, no more we need trophies. Why do you think today Manchester City is one of the biggest clubs in the world? Because Arab before they told team, they told themselves, we want to be also seen as one of the greatest teams in the world. So what did they do? They had to put money. So they had a plan. But before that plan can work, we need an expensive coach, Guardiola. We need expensive stadium. We need to put money in and do what? Rebrand the team. We have to make sure every player we buy is an expensive player. What Man City management did was that they knew to be part of one of the greatest teams in the world, to win Champions League, to win World Club Championship, to be recognized, it comes with a cost. It comes at a cost. Without you putting in, because their target was that they wanted to win the Champions League. Their target was that they wanted to be counted as one of the greatest teams around. Their plan was that they wanted to have a good coach. Now, it comes with a cost. Even though at the end of the day, say cost, say, idea, say, yield the results be, then that cost can never be a loss. Now, Manchester City, etamusika, and on the share, a team. The idea was that today's cost should yield something better. Now, we are talking about Manchester City from nowhere has become one of the greatest teams in the world. Now, how many Champions League the Manchester City have bought? So many of them. Do you know how much money they got from it? How many Club World Championships the Manchester City have bought? So many of them. Do you know how much money they made from it? Today, you cannot poach a Manchester City player because you need billions. Now, the cost they put in building the team, has it become a loss or it has become what we call something positive? At that moment when they were putting the money in, it was a cost. Now, Manchester City have made so much money that some of the 5 billion Shema today, the end game is that they have made 20 billion. Are you going to say, when they were spending, when the cost was going on, you are going to say they made losses? They didn't make any loss. So when you want to change something, you need to understand say a cost need to happen, and that cost is not a loss. And then as Sammy Gyamfi Bank of Ghana explaining, IMF for catch Ghana for say for Ghana to bring in GoldBod, for GoldBod to make a difference, we need a cost. It comes with a cost. It comes with technology. It comes with, so the gold buying, Bank of Ghana giving GoldBod money to go into the system. It's not just going to work in the system and buying gold. You need to make sure say nobody can steal gold from Ghana. You need to make sure that the smuggling stops. You need to make sure that every gold that you are buying is legitimately mined. You need to make sure the system, people are doing the right thing. It comes at a cost. Why didn't PMMC do it? Because they didn't have the mind. And so because you say GoldBod Aboka 1.7 billion. Sammy Gyamfi said no, that was a cost. It's administrative cost. Meaning you will need that to get to the $15 billion. There's nowhere that anybody can sit, any economist can sit and say GoldBod has made losses. GoldBod made 15 billion. Let's say GoldBod, Sasika must say 1.7 billion, any 15 billion. How did we arrive at 15 billion? It is because of the cost we put in there. So when you are recording the books, Ghana GoldBod Aboka 1.7 billion. The fact of the case is it was a cost. And until from the beginning, GoldBod said this is an administrative cost.